Welcome to the Chill Stoic, your sanctuary for ancient wisdom in our bustling modern world. If you're navigating life's inevitable storms and seeking to emerge stronger, not broken, you've found your guide. Don't miss out on more transformative insights. Make sure to subscribe to the Chill Stoic and learn to transform your challenges into your greatest strengths. In today's episode, we're exploring a profound life lesson: the alchemy of adversity, turning pain into power. It's about how the storms outside don't have to become storms inside. This is where true resilience is forged. Most of us instinctively recoil from pain. We categorize it as inherently bad, viewing frustration as something to avoid and discomfort as a clear sign of failure. Our modern instinct is often to numb ourselves, to complain endlessly, or to impulsively bail when life gets difficult. But the Stoics, with their profound wisdom, offered a radically different lens, a powerful reframe. What if the very thing you're desperately trying to run from is precisely what's shaping you? What if the obstacle isn't just blocking your path, but is your path itself? This is the quintessential Stoic shift, a life lesson of paramount importance. Pain becomes fuel, problems become opportunities for practice. Everything, even the most challenging circumstances, transforms into a profound opportunity if you consciously choose to see it that way. This isn't superficial toxic positivity, pretending that everything feels good all the time. It's something far deeper. It's the profound discipline of asking, what is this teaching me? Even when you're deeply entrenched in the heart of the mess. It's an unwavering refusal to allow any pain to be wasted. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher-emperor, did not lead an easy life. He didn't write about struggle in some abstract theoretical sense. He wrote directly from within it. He buried multiple children, led continuous wars, endured devastating plagues, was betrayed by trusted friends, and faced relentless sickness, insomnia, and immense imperial pressure. And yet, over and over again, he relentlessly reminded himself, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. It sounds poetic, but it was agonizingly practical for him. He was articulating that this very thing he detested, this unwelcome hardship he never asked for, was precisely what he needed. Why? Because adversity doesn't just reveal who you are, it makes you who you are. Think deeply about the times in your own life that irrevocably changed you most. Was it during periods of comfort and ease that you experienced profound transformation? Or was it under the relentless pressure of loss, the sharp sting of challenge, or the crucible of unexpected difficulty? Almost invariably, it is the hardest moments, the seemingly insurmountable obstacles, that meticulously sculpt us into stronger, clearer versions of ourselves. The renowned psychologist Carl Jung once stated, "There is no coming to consciousness without pain." Marcus would undoubtedly concur. This is because pain shatters the illusion of absolute control, exposing precisely where we are fragile, where our foundations are built on shaky ground. Yet simultaneously, it powerfully reveals what we are truly capable of, what immense hardships we can endure, what depths we can rise from, and ultimately who we are destined to become. So the quintessential Stoic refrain isn't merely an intellectual exercise, it's an existential declaration. It's a conscious way of walking through life with your eyes wide open, willingly accepting pain not as a malevolent enemy, but as an indispensable instructor. Let's consider a practical example. Perhaps you're currently in a job you deeply dislike. It drains your energy, frustrates your spirit, and leaves you feeling utterly stuck. Most people in this situation would instinctively numb themselves with distractions, complain endlessly to anyone who will listen, or impulsively bail without a clear plan. But the Stoic approach offers a radically different path. You pause, you deliberately ask, what is this challenging situation truly teaching me? Perhaps it's illuminating what you genuinely value in a career. Perhaps it's revealing how much of your self-worth is still tied to external validation. Or perhaps, most powerfully, it's systematically training you to hold firm boundaries, to unearth newfound courage, or to clarify your deepest purpose. In this paradigm, the discomfort itself isn't the problem, it is the invaluable feedback. The same profound principle applies equally to our relationships. That searing heartbreak, that painful rejection, it undoubtedly stings, but it also mercilessly unmasks you. It reveals precisely where you placed your inherent worth, where your expectations were perhaps unrealistic, or where your emotional healing still requires diligent work. And in those moments, it presents you with a stark choice: bitterness or depth. The Stoic does not suppress pain, they deliberately reframe it, they work with it. Aristotle, in his profound wisdom, asserted, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit." And that habit, the bedrock of excellence, begins fundamentally with how we choose to interpret difficulty. If you perceive hardship solely as an indicator of failure, you will inevitably shrink from challenges. But if you begin to view it as raw, essential material, uncomfortable and demanding, yes, but utterly indispensable, then you begin to grow exponentially. Let's bring this powerful concept even closer to your daily life. You set a new goal, commit to a new habit, or make a firm decision to enact a significant change. But then, as is life's nature, it pushes back. You encounter resistance. You feel the strong pull to quit, convincing yourself, maybe this wasn't meant to be. But what if that very resistance is the unmistakable proof that your endeavor is profoundly worth it? That's a core teaching of Stoicism. Every truly meaningful transformation is meticulously forged through friction. Muscles grow from tension, minds expand from confronting challenging ideas, and souls deepen and mature under immense pressure. The Stoics do not by any means glorify suffering for its own sake. They simply refuse to allow it to be wasted. Marcus Aurelius never advised, enjoy pain. Instead, his instruction was clear: use it, because if you cultivate the profound willingness to sit with your pain, to meticulously study it, and to thoughtfully respond to it, you possess the remarkable ability to transmute even your absolute worst days into the strongest foundation for your future self. Viktor Frankl, the renowned psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, articulated this perfectly. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. That is the quintessential Stoic path, not attempting to control every external circumstance, but rather becoming stronger, clearer, and freer within whatever life presents. So the next time you find yourself frustrated, pause. Ask, what's the inherent lesson here? The next time you're deeply hurt, pause. Ask, what is this teaching me about myself, about my expectations, about my vulnerabilities? The next time life feels profoundly unfair, pause. Ask, how can I consciously rise through this, not just passively survive it? This isn't weakness. This is profound alchemy. It is the transformative process of converting frustration into focused action, disappointment into clear direction, and chaos into serene clarity. Marcus Aurelius did not become wise because his life was easy. He became wise precisely because he stayed profoundly awake and engaged through the relentless storms. He journaled, he relentlessly questioned his own assumptions, and he took unwavering responsibility for his emotions, even when they threatened to overwhelm him. He famously wrote, "If you are pained by any external thing, it is not this thing that disturbs you, but your own judgment about it, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." Notice what he didn't say. He didn't say you should deny the pain or pretend it doesn't hurt. He said, boldly, to challenge your interpretation of it. Because once you fully realize you can consciously choose your frame, you can consciously choose your response, you have already reclaimed your deepest power. The very thing you initially hated might paradoxically be the catalyst that saves you, the humbling failure that redirects your path. the rejection that clarifies your true direction, the uncomfortable silence that compels you to truly listen, or the intense struggle that meticulously sharpens your resilience. But this transformative process only happens if you allow it, only if you cease resisting what is and courageously begin to use it to become who you are truly meant to be. Socrates, even when unjustly sentenced to death for speaking his truth, did not panic or flee. He accepted his fate not because he desired death, but because he believed in unwavering integrity more than fleeting comfort. That is the true Stoic spirit, not passive acceptance, but a purposeful, active surrender. So when you next feel stuck, angry, ashamed, or lost, pause. What if this very moment is precisely what you needed? Not to punish you, but to prepare you. Not to break you, but to meticulously build you. There's immense power in that reframe. There's profound peace in that acceptance. And most of all, there's liberating freedom in that understanding. Because you cease being a mere victim of life's circumstances, you transform into an active, conscious partner in your own evolution. And that is precisely what Marcus desired for himself, and by extension, for all of us. Not a life devoid of problems, but a mind rigorously trained to meet those problems with unshakable wisdom. So the next time life hands you something you absolutely didn't ask for, pause, breathe, and then ask the most profoundly Stoic question of all. What if this is helping me? And that concludes our journey into the alchemy of adversity, turning pain into power. Remember, your challenges are not there to define you, but to refine you. If this life lesson has ignited a spark of resilience within you, know that countless more transformative insights await. Don't forget to subscribe to The Chill Stoic to continue building a life of profound strength, clarity, and enduring peace. Until next time, stay steady, stay grounded, and most of all, stay true.